Hello viewers, what is up? I'm Liquid, and I'm playing on the DLC map pack today, and of course we're on Grind, and if you haven't checked any of the map packs out, I would definitely suggest go buying it, and if you're on PlayStation, hopefully it will come out soon. Usually it's about a month after Xbox Live, however, this map takes you back to those old Tony Hawk days, and you just kind of want to break out the skateboard and run around the map with a skateboard and a gun. That would be pretty awesome and epic all at the same time. However, I don't think they'll let us do that, unfortunately. And yeah, actually, we played the very first time I played this map. We played against Woody's gamertag, and I'm not trying to talk smack, but we did drop a lot of orbitals, and we was in his live stream. I guess he was talking about us, and it was pretty sweet. However, he gave us the greatest idea ever, and I haven't done it yet, but I did see he made a video on it, which was his RC car, and I was like, you know what, that'd be sweet. Just get two of those and just start doing flip tricks off that junk and start flipping those things around, and that would be probably just entertaining. And I haven't tried it yet. I kind of want to do it just for the heck of it, and I probably will eventually. Anyways, so going for the 100 pluses on these maps is actually easier than some of the other maps, just because I feel like this is a little bit more of a confined map. I really do like the layout of this map in general. I'm usually not a fan of DLC maps, and I'm not trying to hype it up just so you go buy it. I'm just saying that this map is probably one of the better ones of the few. The other maps I'm not the biggest, greatest fan for. However, it is, they're different, and it always kind of adds a little difference to the game because you do eventually get tired of playing, especially when you play Ground War and there's not a lot of maps and you have to play shitty maps like Aftermath, Drone, and I forgot the other one because my mind's blanking out, but still, there's a few maps that you never want to play, and and Turbine. I'm not a fan of Turbine either, even though the swarms do kill like crazy. However, this map is really nice and small and it is a little bit bigger than what you really want to look at it as. But if you look at the building structures, they're nice and open. However, it's still kind of a confined map as far as where you have to go and where people are actually going to be at, which makes it kind of nice. It's a little bit more narrow than some of the other maps. It's like Raid, but a little smaller as far as width. And I think that's why I like it, because Raid's one of my favorite maps. And this kind of starts looking like a lot more of the older Call of Duty maps, which I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of a lot of the MW3 maps that started out. And, a lot of maps on this game isn't quite necessarily Call of Duty-ish feeling. I feel like they kind of got a little theme in them, and they started kind of drifting off from what they do. I remember whenever they came out with Zoo and a few other maps like that, it just was like, really, this kind of is really bad. Because I think it makes it a difference when you don't have a lot of crap on the map. Like, you'll see little trash cans here, little things, but they don't just randomly stick out and, make you get stuck on them. It kind of flows a lot better. It actually has defined walls, doors, trash cans and corners, things not necessarily sticking out. Like on the other maps, if this was any other map, one of these stupid lockers would probably be hanging out where you bump into it and you get killed because you're trying to strafe, and it would end up, you'd run into it. And I don't know, it just feels a little bit more like a map should, and hopefully they'll take this trend and kind of start realizing that ever since World at War, they put way too much crap in the floor and everything else of the maps, and they just need to, make more Call of Duty maps that are like this. So anyways, going for the 100 pluses though, I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, you're triple capping, why are you triple capping? And honestly, yes, triple capping kills your time and you don't necessarily get the full time out of the game. However, whenever you're capping, if you look at these points that, you pick up, you get 200 points just for capping. If you happen to find some enemies that run through, that's 200 right there when you shoot them while you're capping. That's when you get your points, and that's when your score streaks start rolling, and that's whenever you start actually dropping a lot more kills. It's all in how you run your score streaks. I do run orbital, dogs, and swarm. However, whenever you get dog kills and swarm kills, they're not really a ton of points. Therefore, you're not getting a lot more points. That's why I use orbital versus lodestar. I know a lot of people are like, dude, use lodestar. Well, if I get more gun kills than I get lodestar kills, I'm getting more points, which is going to turn back and feed back into my swarm count, and that means I'm going to have more kills. Whenever you start again in that 3 and 4 and 5 swarms, you're easily going to hit 100 as long as, people are not just sitting in corners. And that's another reason why I do call my dogs in at the same time. I know a lot of people are kind of like, whoa, dude, you're wasting kills. Dogs, swarm, same time. Well, whenever you look at it, I'm on hardline anyway. I'm gaining a lot more, and I'm still able to move around. If I'm calling dogs and swarming at the same time, well, if I'm calling dogs in, people is going to sit in any corner, no matter if it's indoors or outdoors. If I call a swarm in, they're going to try to camp only indoors. and then the dogs will go bite them and vice versa. It's like basically one's doing one thing and the other's doing the other, basically preventing people from camping, and then that allows you to move around the map freely and, basically avoid death as this guy's trying to shoot a dog. I know I didn't get the kill, but the idea is there that, you get to freely move around the map, and it kind of gives you a little bit extra flexibility, and it makes a big difference in how you actually play the game. So definitely something to think about whenever you're doing that. And of course, the kill cam lettering and my kills are in the way, and I can't quite see that, and I don't know how many I got in the first round. Oh well. However, this was on a live stream. That's another thing. People have been calling some of the gameplays I've been posting fake. All these gameplays are on Twitch, and you can actually go back and watch them from their original state, from me joining into a lobby, me smashing them, me leaving, joining another lobby, smashing them, and leaving them. It's not something that we're just jumping into people's games. We're appearing offline. People are not joining. Well, they're not supposed to be joining us. I mean, we have some people trying to troll us and try to kill us once in a while. However, the point is that, we are playing random people, and we're not trying to completely find horrible, horrible people. And that's another thing. Like, whenever you're playing solo, or whenever you're not live streaming, technically, people can go into a lobby and say, oh, these kids are split screen, let's play them. I don't necessarily do that. I just do not like playing full teams. And the reason why I don't play full squads is, yes, I'm in a full 9 party, but this is a viewer squad. It's a totally different thing. If you think about how your skill level is, or your friend's skill level is, or someone else's, I'm not saying that you're bad or they're bad, but typically not everyone's skill level is the same level. And whenever you take that into account, basically you can start running into a lot of problems, and you'll start seeing people, I don't know, how they play and how they start dying, and, teammates can get you killed a lot. When you're playing in a squad, technically you know where your teammates are, you're all running together, you're head glitching, you're moving all as one, and you technically know how to play together. That's just how it is. Well, you can't really compare a full squad versus a team squad. So, yes, we are a little bit better probably than a random squad that get thrown in, but most of the time you have 3 or 4 people that are playing together still. And, and I'm talking team as when you can just tell these guys play way too much, and that's all they play with is that one set squad. And I don't look at stats or anything whenever I go up against a team, but that's kind of, you can kind of look at it and notice when you're looking at a guy that has his sweatpants on and is about to go to the gym and sweat his ass off trying to run around the map just to kill you 30,000 times. So that's a big difference. Also, you can tell whenever they start dolphin diving all on the base at the same time. Whenever you have 6 guys on the base at the same time, unless, it's my team and we just do that because everybody wants points, then yeah, they're doing it just so they can cap it real fast and, they can have the points and try to win. There's a little difference in some of that. So that's the reason why I like to bring that up, and, it's a little different viewing. However, the thing I also like to point out is whenever you're going for 100 pluses, you not necessarily have to have support, but if you look up in the air and where everyone's at, I always talk about this, but it's awareness. Not necessarily do you have to always have a UAV or a VSAT, but VSATs and UAVs help you understand how the map works and how people spawn. If you look at the mini-map, pretty much you can look at exactly where my team are. They're not in their spawn, they're pretty much stretched across the middle, and that's why I'm cutting back the way I do, and it's all about looking at the mini-map. Then you can start to see where they're spawning at, and that makes it easier to go kill them and know, basically where you can get a lot of spawn kills. And this is where it works out when your team just happens to stay out of their spawn. I just kind of found this out at the end of the game. Basically, if you push in, just like you do on MW3, I mean, I know the spawns are always like this. As long as you control them properly, then you can go in and rape spawns easy. So here, I'm kind of pushing over, killing them as they're spawning on the other side, but you have to push through. Then you can turn around as they're spawning behind you. You basically just have to keep flipping back and forth, so they will have a continuous spawn. Because if you don't do that and you're standing on one side and shooting them from the other, then they will spawn out like they're about to right now. That's just kind of how the maps work, and that's how you can easily pick up some kills. It's just a matter of being aware of how to do that and being aware of not pushing in too far or having teammates to do it, and there they go again. And of course, I missed my shots on that guy, and oh well, but we're at 100 plus, and hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, we'll be on live stream, I'm sure, almost every night, and I know we're about to right now. So until next time, I'm Liquid, and I'm out.